Good day, traders. I'm going to analyze together with you today, like you have asked that I make such a video. So I'm going to start at the top. I usually start at the top and I start on the 4-hour time frame. What I do is, this is an uptrend. I highlight the highest point. This is the recent highest point. And once I've done that, I look at the place where that highest point began, and it is this key level. Price pulled down and then went up. So right here, that is where the highest point began. I mark even the wicks. Okay, so if price will make it to close below this key level, I'm going to take a sell trade. Okay, so for my take profit, I target areas that have been retested many times, like this area right there, I mark places where price reversed, and also there price reversed there. I break it down to the 15-minute time frame. So when I get here, I mark the lowest point. The lowest point is this, and that lowest point began somewhere right here at this week. One can even also use this as the point where the downward movement began. So if price is to close above this, I take a buy, but if price will happen to close below this, I am going to take a sell. So for now, I'm going to wait. I move to EURUSD. I start on the 4-hour time frame. It's a downtrend. I'm going to start by marking the lowest point. The lowest point is this, and that lowest point began right there. So if price closes below this, I sell. If it closes above this, I buy. So for now, maybe to see this trend, if I want to take a trade, I can switch to the 15-minute time frame. If I can happen to find a trade here, this bottom key level is my take profit. If it's a sell trade, if it's a buy trade, that upper key level is my take profit. Okay, so for now, there's nothing I see here. I'll just go back to the 4-hour time frame and move on to the next pair, which is EURGBP. So it is ranging. If it is ranging, you mark your support and then you mark your resistance, and then what you trade are these trends within this ranging region. So you are going to be targeting the reversals at these points. That is where you look for your buy and sell entries. Okay, so right here, price was currently in this uptrend. So what we want now is the reversal. We're now treating this as an uptrend. So I'm going to mark the highest point, which is that, and then I'm going to mark the area where this highest point began, which is this point right there. Okay, if price closes below this key level, I take a sell. Let me just move on to the 15-minute time frame. You can see that right here, price attempted closing below this, but quickly pulled back. Let me just drop it to the 5-minute time frame to see what is happening. This is sort of a downtrend. This is the lowest point. If price closes above this, because this is where the downward movement began, if price closes above this, you buy. But up to now, you can sell. You can risk here and take a sell trade like this. But if you take the sell trade, you'll have to put your stop loss just here, just at that point, because if price closes above this, it will suggest that price is changing direction. So up to now, this can be taken as a sell trade. I'm tempted to share this one in the Telegram channel. Okay, I'm just going to share it, and then I'm going to paste this like that. That was EURGBP, AUDCHF. Okay, I cannot clearly see what's happening here. Let me take it to the daily. Let me remove everything. This is a downtrend, and on a downtrend, you mark the lowest point where price reversed, and this is the lowest point and that lowest point began, I can say it began right there. So price is closed below this on the daily. Let me take it to the weekly to see where price might be going. Price might be coming anywhere around this point. Let's take it back to the 4-hour, to the 15-minute. It's a downtrend. You mark the lowest point, and that lowest point began, I can say it began right there. Let me go to the 5-minute time frame to see if I cannot find an early entry. The proper place to take this trade is when price closes below this. I still have to mark this highest point and then mark this place where that highest point began. Okay, so an earlier entry would be to wait for price to close below this key level. I can place the trade right there and then put my stop loss somewhere there, even though the stop loss has to be here. Let me just increase the stop a little bit and put it there. See that it takes a lot to adjust the trade. Okay, so I'm going to share it in the Telegram channel. Okay, moving on to AUDUSD, starting from the 4-hour time frame. Downtrend, you mark the lowest point, and that lowest point began right there. So if price will close below this, I'll take a sell. AUDJPY, starting from the 4-hour time frame. Looking at it from the daily. Okay, I had a trade right here. I'll leave it for a little while. I'll come and look for a trade a bit later. I had this trade. Let me check NZDCAD. Okay, it was a downtrend. The lowest point right now is this So I also had a trade right here, and this lowest point, I can say it began right there. So when price closed above this, I would have taken a buy. Okay, it's a late entry. CADCHF. I think it came to retest this zone. It's now coming back. Where I have a trade, I will skip. It's an uptrend. What is happening here? I had a trade on CHF JPY. Was it from the daily? Wow. Okay, I took this trade. I marked the lowest point, and the lowest point began right there. When price closed above this, I took the trade, and it's still coming. Let me just update the group. It's CHF JPY. Where did we have CHF JPY? Right here. It began right. This was the signal. Looking good. Let me just put a smiling face. Okay, looking good. I'll proceed to GBPUSD. Okay, price came down here. This was the lowest point, and that lowest point began right there. So when price closed above this, I could have taken a buy. It's a missed trade. When it closed above here, it became an uptrend. So from here, it's an uptrend. Here's the highest point. At the moment, this is the highest point, and that highest point began right there. Right now, if price will close right here, I will take a sell. Let me break it down to the 15-minute time frame. Take it to the 5-minute. This is the highest point. On an uptrend, you mark the highest point, and that highest point began right here. NZDCAD. It was a downtrend. When it was a downtrend, you would have marked the lowest point. That lowest point began right there. When it closed above here, it suggested that now you are looking for buys only. So since it's an uptrend, you mark this key level, and that key level began right there. So let me analyze this downward trend within this channel. This was a downtrend. On a downtrend, you mark the lowest point, and then that lowest point began right. It began right here. This is a risky trade worth taking. This is a risky trade worth taking. It's a risky trade. Let me just take it like that. Let me check for other pairs. "15-minute time frame." Let me check the 5-minute time frame, 1-minute time frame. It was an uptrend. That was the highest point, and that highest point began right there. If price is to close below this, I can take a sell. It was an uptrend. That was the highest point, which began right here. Price closes below this, you sell. Above that, you buy. Okay. When it was a downtrend, you would have marked the lowest point, which began right there. It's a late entry. It's a late entry. It's a ranging market. I don't like ranging markets because it might just continue doing that, spiking on every direction. Let me check USD JPY. What do we have here? I can't see. Let me take it to the 4-hour. It's a spoiled trade. Let me jump to gold. I'll start from the 4-hour. Okay, gold was on a downtrend. Let me take it to the 15-minute. When it came back, I could have re-entered. It's still on an uptrend. When it closed above, could have bought. Right now the highest point is this, and that highest point began somewhere there. If price closes above, I buy. If it closes below, I sell. Let's see EUROJPY. 4-hour. Okay, it's arranging. It's arranging within a channel. GBPUSD. It's not clear. AUDCHF. It's a downtrend. When price closed below this, I took the sell trade, and I could have had a trade when price closed below that, right there. I could have had a trade even here. Let me see if I can't find another sell trade. If price can come and close below this, I can take a sell trade. CADCHF, let's see from the daily. Oh, it's a missed entry. I'm late. That's why I usually take trades early in the morning. Let me check from the 15-minute time frame to see if I can't jump in. Price has closed below that previous key level. Let me see from the daily where it is going. It's not clear. Let me take it from the weekly. So this pair just keeps dropping. Can't even see where it is going, but it just keeps dropping. Okay, I can say it is headed to this lowest point right there. Just put it there. Then I take it back to the 4 hour, 15 minute. Okay. Let me just put it there and then take it to that level. And I'm going to share this signal to my Telegram group there. Euro AUD, it's a missed trade. When price closed above this, I could have taken a buy. Could have taken a buy right there. It's a missed trade, and I usually miss these trades because I don't come back after highlighting. I usually don't come back to check. I check on the next day and find that it's a missed trade. Let me see where this is going. Okay, I can't see from here. I take it to the weekly. I want to see where price could be going. You know, from the weekly, I can say that you can still jump into this trade because this was the lowest point. Let me just make it clear. This was the lowest point and it began right there. So when price closed above this, you take a buy, and price could be coming anywhere. See that price reversed right here at this point. So price could be coming anywhere to this zone, to that zone, to that zone, to that zone. So I'll drop it to the 5 minute, 15 minute to see if I can find an entry. You know, I missed this trade when price closed above this. Okay, where can we jump in? This was the highest point, and that highest point began right, I can say it began right there. I'll wait for price to close above this key level for me to buy. Let me check AUDNZD. I think if I can stay on the markets all day, I can have quite a lot of trades. This is ranging. Let me check from the daily. Okay, it's a clear trend from the daily. That was the highest point, which began right there. When price closed below that, you could have taken a sell. What a beautiful missed trade. Oh, we have a trade right here. When price closed below this, what happened? Okay, it's refreshing. Okay, when price closed below this key level, I sent a sell trade from the 4-hour. Okay, we'll still hold here. NZDCAD from the 4-hour. I'll allow it to breathe and see it next week. USD, NZDUSD. Okay, we have a trade right there. When price closed, what happened? Looks like a spoiled trade. Okay, I had a very tight stop. Okay, I lost the trade here. I'll see this pair next week.